Welcome to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, a founder and attorney at Meldon Law, and your host today. We've got a great show today. A famous young pastry chef, Michael Sterczewski, is going to be teaching us all kinds of secrets about great food that we can make at home and how to do it the way the master chefs do. Before we get into our show, however, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on in the community. As you know, Meldon Law helps seriously injured folks put their lives back together after a serious accident. We've been here for many, many years, and we deliver the Ritz-Carlton experience by communicating with our clients and getting excellent results. So please think of us. Give us a call at 352-373-8000 or go to meldonlaw.com. And what's going on in the community? Basketball is here. The men's, women's, and both the men's and women's basketball teams are really fine this year. The men are undefeated so far and doing great. The women are also building a very strong foundation for a great team. And this year, Meldon Law is the prime sponsor for both men's and women's basketball. And in honor of the founding of our law firm in 1971, we're giving away $19.71 for every free throw made by either team, the men's or women's team, and we're donating it to the Ronald McDonald House at UF Health in Gainesville, where they help millions and millions of people, and in particular, the Ronald McDonald House provides space for the families to stay while their children are at the hospital, mostly with very serious heart problems or cancer or leukemia. And the families who are devastated are able to stay there free of charge, including food as well as a suite to live in. Whole families come there because that's what happens when a loved one is suffering from a potentially fatal illness. So we love the Ronald McDonald House. They do a great job, and we're very proud to be able to donate to them. Over the past couple of years, we've donated over $20,000 to the Alzheimer's Association to promote the great work that they do. This year and next, we're supporting the Ronald McDonald House. And for those of you that want an opportunity to help, just call them. And every single night they need people helping in the kitchen, putting together meals. So give them a call. They'll explain to you how it works. Other things going on. Winter Wonderland at the World Equestrian Center in Ocala, November 29th. Over 1 million twinkling lights and show-stopping decorations. It's going to be incredible. Our good friend Vince over there is going to make sure that everybody who stays there has an incredible time. So they're bringing a really incredible Christmas season there. Real Santa Clauses. There's different activities going on in the arenas, and it's a family-friendly event. So during the whole holiday season, Fridays and Saturdays, there's going to be entertainers, musical performances, face painters, balloon artists, festive foods, and much more. There's going to be a tinsel trot, a 5K tinsel trot under the lights to get into the spirit. So check out WEC, World Equestrian Center in Ocala. It will wow you. I've been there several times, and never ceases to amaze me. The Gainesville Chamber Business of the Year Award coming up December 5th at the Best Western Inn. And it's going to be celebrating the best businesses in our region. And I'm always interested in watching young entrepreneurs and how different businesses have grown over the years. So this is an opportunity to celebrate what's going on in the Gainesville community with regard to the business of the year. Williston is having a winter wonderland as well at Heritage Park, December 7th. That's a Saturday. This is going to be starting at 6 p.m. immediately after the Christmas parade that the Chamber is putting on. Everybody's going to go over to Heritage Park in Williston and have a big light up Williston area celebration. The Christmas off is going to offer free snacks, toys, and crafts for the children under 12. So let's support it. Let's go out there. The kids are going to love it. Face painting, train rides, the bounce house, knocker ball, and much more. Christmas in Columbia County. Meldon Law has our office in Lake City, and we love going up to Columbia County. December 14th, Saturday, in just west of Alusty Park near the Lake City Police Station. You're going to have annual Christmas in Columbia County, the market. So go support them 9 in the morning till 4. And they're going to have crafts, food trucks, children's activities, and entertainment. And if you want your last-minute Christmas gifts, perfect place to get them. Actually, the Meldon Law team's having our holiday party the same day, December 14th, over at the Adena Golf Club. And that's going to be fun. Adena is one of our favorite places to hang out. For those of you listening or watching that have any interest in golf, you ought to check out Adena. It's a world-class golf course, world-class clubhouse. The facilities will knock your socks off, and we are very proud to support them. And that's why we're having our big party there, because we want everybody to see it, and it should be a blast. Dance Alive, the Nutcracker. For those of you that haven't seen Dance Alive's Nutcracker presentation, run there. It's so good. December 18th at the Curtis Phillips Center for the Performing Arts in the University of Florida campus from 5:15 to 6:45. We're partnering with Dance Alive, and we're sponsoring the children's presentation. The kids from the Flagler School for the Deaf and Blind will be coming for the Magic of the Nutcracker, and it's pretty cool. This is kids that are deaf or blind, and they actually sit up by the stage and are able to feel what's going on and know a lot more than you would imagine about the performance. They really do get excited, and it's something very special to witness. They're having the live performances of the Nutcracker there as well. If you just look up the Phillips Performing Arts Center, you'll see the exact schedule for when all the Nutcracker presentations are going on. Our book, 7 Mistakes That Can Wreck Your Florida Accident Case. We've got a big shipment that just came in. This book tells you how to handle a personal injury case. I give away all my secrets, almost all, in the book. And it's really designed so if you've been seriously injured in an accident, you understand how a case works, what we're doing to help you get a fair shake from the insurance company, and we really focus in on our clients. Our firm is designed to make sure that you're in the loop at all times. You know what's going on. If you want to talk with us by the phone, that's fine. If you want to text, that's great. If you want to email, that's great. If you want to use smoke signals, we'll work with you on that. So just remember, at Meldon Law, we are different. We are better. We do a great job. And our clients are our main source of referrals for new cases because they tell their fans about their experience, and we're very dedicated to that. So again, 7 mistakes that can wreck your Florida accident case. I wrote it with my son, Kerry. It's free. 2 ways you can get it. You can go online to meldonlaw.com, and right at the top of the homepage, you'll see an offer for our free consumer guides. Click it, and you can download it right away. Or you can call the office at 373-8000, and we'll send you a copy of the book, 352-373-8000. And last but not least, we're giving away lots of tickets. Man, we got basketball tickets. Gymnastics are coming up. We're going to have some great contests there. This is going to be an absolute dynamic year for Gator Gymnastics. For those of you that have never been to a gymnastics event, you can get free tickets at our Facebook page, Meldon Law. And the reason that's important is because they will be sold out every match. There's only 5 matches. They're all on Friday nights, and they're sold out year in, year out. The house is packed. So check out Meldon Law Facebook page, and you will be able to score some free tickets. That's it for our community events going on. We're going to take a short break on Meldon Law and Friends and be back in just a few minutes.
Jeffrey, what are you doing?
Well, I'm joining the band, of course. Since Meldon Law is the official law firm partner of the Florida Gators, I want to help.
Dad, we're litigators. Let's stick to helping people in the courtroom.
Well, can we still hang out and jam a little bit? At Meldon Law, we won't back down.
I was going down a one-way street and a girl that was driving her car T-boned me on my scooter. I ended up going for an MRI and discovering that I had 2 herniated discs. Coming to Carrie allowed me to not have to worry about what doctor I was going to see or what physical therapist I had to go to. They say, these are the people we trust. You're going to have a great experience there. And I honestly did each time.
Call Meldon Law. Your consultation is absolutely free.
And I was in an accident. Someone ran a red light and hit me, and I was hurt. You don't know where to turn. Luckily, I called Jeffrey. These big insurance companies, they don't want you to win. They truly don't. But Jeffrey and his firm and the people that work here, they just really fight for you. You call the law offices of Jeffrey Meldon because you're going to need help, and they will help you.
Call Meldon Law right now.
Hey, Sammy, look who's there. Say hi.
Hey!
You again!
Meldon Law, Jeffrey speaking.
Jeffrey!
Somebody else!
Hit us!
Here we go again. Welcome back to Meldon Law and Friends. I'm Jeffrey Meldon, your host, founder and attorney at Meldon Law, and we are having a great time today getting ready for the holidays. And we have a budding famous chef on our show today, Michael Sterczewski. Did I pronounce your name right, Michael?
Sterczewski.
Sterczewski.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you,
Pleasure
Michael.
working with you.
And you're with Dream Chocolates of Paris, is
Yes.
that correct? And I understand that you have started a company and that you are very serious about learning about not only cooking in general, but the desserts that we have around this country and around the world. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back. How old are you now?
I'm 14 years old.
And when did we start Dream Chocolates of Paris?
I began it 2 years ago, and I started making chocolates at first. That's where the name Dream Chocolates of Paris came from. But I realized how much of an impact I could have on the people of Ocala, Gainesville, and Florida. So I decided to make pastries to give to people and so they can have a real taste of family tradition.
Now, I know pastry chefs in fine restaurants, they're kind of separate from the rest of the kitchen in some ways, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about that. What's it like being a pastry chef?
It's very running around doing a lot of stuff because you have to, you're baking something over here and something is boiling over here that you have to mix with other stuff. So it's very kind of running around, but once you get the hang of it, you can make dishes that are really great.
Good. Make sure that we look here
Yes.
so our viewers can see your face. You're very good-looking young man who has a passion for business as well as pastries. So you're enrolled in school now, is that right?
Yes, Bellevue High School.
And what program are you in there in Bellevue?
I'm in the ACE program.
So is that the Cambridge program?
I think it's a little bit higher.
And what's it called?
ACE program.
ACE?
AICE.
AICE. So what are you studying now?
I'm taking the culinary program over there.
Okay. And what is your vision as far as future, school endeavors?
I'm saving up $20,000 to go to the Pastry Academy in Las Vegas, Nevada by Marty Gouchon, and the tuition is $20,000. So I have roughly 3 to 4 years to save up for it.
Now, is this the gentleman that's on Netflix?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about it. What inspires you as far as his, teaching academy?
He is a very professional and young man who he has his own school, and he has a show on Netflix called The School of Chocolate, and he has contestants competing for a prize that they do chocolate sculptures, pastries, and I plan to go to his school to learn from the master himself.
Well, that's wonderful. What do you know about the school as far as how many students they have at a time and how it's set up and how much hands-on you actually can learn from the master?
So the school, it's very hands-on, at least from what I've seen. The class is around 30 students, and it's a 7-week very intensive course.
Oh, wow. So that's great. So that you'll actually get individual attention, and I'm sure that, you'll make sure that you meet the master.
Yes.
Well,
and
good.
he teaches the class along with a co-instructor.
Oh, that's awesome. So I know that your family immigrated to the United States from Poland, how long ago? 20 years ago or so?
Around 25 years ago.
25 years ago. And your dad was a Marine,
Yes.
right, for a long time?
For 17 years.
Yeah. And how did you and the family wind up in Ocala?
So my mom, she was in North Carolina with my dad, and a ship came to one of the ports, and my mom asked someone who came off from the ship where they came from, and and the lady said that they came from Ocala, and my mom was thinking of a place to go to, and she thought that it was a sign to come to Ocala, so then we just moved here and started our life here.
And how long have you lived in Ocala now?
15 years.
Oh, so your
I
whole
think.
life?
Yes.
Oh, you were born in Ocala.
I was born in Pennsylvania, actually.
You were born in Pennsylvania, but you've grown up
Yes.
in Ocala. Well, that's really exciting. So tell us, what is your, as a native of, well, we'll call you a native, even though you weren't exactly born here. You've lived your whole life here. How does Ocala, excite you as far as a place to live?
Well, Ocala has the World Equestrian Center, where I met Johan Lebescon, the pastry chef over there. He also teaches me a lot of great stuff. So WEC is a very good place to be next to, especially in Ocala. So that's one of the good reasons that we're here.
I understand they're having a big winter festival there at WEC, right?
Yes.
And are you going to make something to present there?
I'm not participating in it.
Do they have opportunities, or is it mostly run by the WEC pastry chef?
It's mostly run by WEC.
Okay, but you've had an opportunity in order to learn from him and
Yes.
get ideas. Well, that's wonderful. The World Equestrian Center, for those of you that are in Ocala, you already know it. For those of you that aren't in Ocala, the World Equestrian Center is really created Ocala as the horse capital of the world without question, because there's no other place like it in the world. So that's a big deal.
Yes.
To be friends with their pastry chef, because they are trying to be, do the finest cuisine, at least in Florida.
Yes.
If not further. So
The croissants that Johan makes are just phenomenal.
So what is the secret to a good croissant?
You have to have the layers perfected. You have to have the dough, the butter in the middle, and you just have to keep rolling it for a perfect amount of times, which is 27. And if you go further than 27, you'll start losing layers. So you have to have the perfect magic number, which is 27 layers, to have a really good croissant.
So in order to keep it delicate and,
Yes, and flaky.
And flaky, this morning someone brought over croissants to our home, and they were very good, but in my opinion, they weren't flaky enough. So, they might
Yes.
have been, not doing 27, right?
Well, sometimes you can do 27, you can do less, but 27 is just the max, and it's also, if you want a good croissant, 27 is the way to go.
So what does that mean? You have to roll it out,
Yes.
right? And then what? You shape it?
So you have to roll out the dough, and then you fold one layer and then another, so you have 3 layers, flatten that more, and then you do that 2 more times, and then you have 27 layers.
Oh, because 3 times 3 times
Yes.
3 is 27. Oh, okay, I got that. Well, that's interesting. So the next time I buy croissant, I'm gonna ask them how many layers they have.
Yes.
Right? That would be a good question.
Yes.
How many layers do your croissants have? I hope our listeners and viewers understand that. Now, what are some of your other interests besides cooking?
My hobbies, I have a few. I like to play with Legos. Me and my brother are planning on making a train layout in our big room in our house, and that's pretty much what I like to do in my free time.
So Legos, I know Legos are huge. They have theme parks around Legos.
Yes.
Have you been to the Legoland
Yes,
theme
we have.
park? What's
Few
that
times.
like?
I don't remember much because it was when I was little, so I only remember seeing Lego bricks just everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, Legos are huge. My grandchildren are big on Legos. They really enjoy it. Now, let's talk about growing a business. I know you're a budding entrepreneur. What's your business model, and how do you intend to to grow your business so you have enough money to go to Las Vegas and work with the best?
So after I make my stuff, I make sure it's top quality, so when I sell it to my customers, they get the highest quality, and I make sure to keep my expenses low and my profits a little bit higher than them. So after a lot of times of making things and selling it, then after a few years, I will have enough money to go to the pastry academy.
So, what's your distribution system or network?
So I usually, what do you mean by that?
Well, so you're baking these goods.
Yes.
How do you get them to the consumer where you can sell them?
I can take private orders, but I usually sell to the Ocala Downtown Farmers Market. That's where I sell most of my stuff every Saturday, and it usually goes out quick.
So when is that? What time?
It's from 12 to 2. No, it's from 9 to 2.
From 9 to 2. Okay, so every Saturday, go downtown Ocala, and that's where there's a weekly market there.
Yes.
Right on the town square, right?
It's not at the town square, but it's kind of away from it, but it's still in the main downtown area.
Okay, so you go downtown and you'll find it.
Yes.
Okay, so that's where you can find Michael's Pastry every Saturday morning. Now, do you intend to expand to? You mentioned private orders. If people want to get your pastries, you'll custom make them for them.
Yes.
So how do they order them? What's your contact information?
My contact information is dreamchocolatesofparis@gmail.com. That's what I check mostly, and people can just email me their order, what they want, and or if they don't know what they want, I can give them my menu, and then I can help them choose what they want, and after they tell me what they want, I can tell the price, and then we go from there.
Now, are you working on a website, or do you have one already?
I don't have a website, but I do have a Facebook page, Dream Chocolates of Paris, but I'm still working on a website.
Great. So Facebook, which everybody watching the show, we're on Facebook here, is the best way to contact Michael. You just look for Dream Chocolates of Paris. The other way to find Michael is go to the farmers market every Saturday at 9 to 12 in downtown Ocala, and
Yes.
he can also find you. Now, tell me about, I have some questions, okay? I wanted to find out cheesecake. I love cheesecake, and I want to find out what's the best way to make cheesecake.
So you have to get the cream cheese and everything else together because the inside of a cheesecake is cream cheese. But after you incorporate the sugar and everything else into it, it comes out really good. And you have to make it in a specific way to keep the cake not dense. You have to keep it fluffy.
Yeah, I know that sometimes cheesecakes, if they get too dense, right?
Yes.
They're maybe the taste, the way that it go, when you take that first bite, it's much different than
Yes.
if it's fluffy, So is that a standard for pastry chefs that where that they always want to try to make their cheesecake a little lighter?
Yes. And especially if you top it off with chocolate ganache, the taste is just so good.
Okay, now what chocolate ganache? What's chocolate ganache versus chocolate?
So chocolate ganache it's not like chocolate when it's melted. It's made specifically for cheesecake or for topping other things. It's a liquid most of the time. So if you cool it down, it turns to solid. But when it's at room temperature, it's a liquid, not like chocolate.
Okay. And so remember that when we buy our cheesecake, make sure it's lighter, okay? Now, what about your special dip pretzels? I understand those are another specialty of
Yes.
yours. Talk about those.
Those are very big nut pretzels, and they are dipped in chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate, or any chocolate of your choice, and then they're cooled down, and voila.
So what's the secret as far as making a good pretzel?
You have to get the dough specifically right to have a crusty pretzel, and if not, you'll end up with a soft pretzel. There's two different types, but for dipping in chocolate, a hard pretzel, crusty is the way to go.
So now, when I think of hard pretzels, there's the kinds that, you literally have to crunch them with your teeth.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking
Yes.
about? The hard, right. Whereas soft pretzels are a whole different deal. But if you're covering the pretzel with chocolate, you prefer the hard pretzel because the way that it interacts with the chocolate
Yes.
is amazing. And then let's see, what else? We got Sterczewski. How do you say it?
Sterczewski.
Huh?
Sterczewski.
Krusciki.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was pretty close. Anyhow, tell us about that. I'm
So-
learning a lot. I'm enjoying this, Michael.
Sterczewski are a very light fried cookie from my family's tradition, and they're mostly sold in Chicago and New York, and they're topped off with powdered sugar, and it's it's a hollow cookie, and it's really good with coffee, tea, or any drink.
So so the middle is open,
Yes.
right? And so what's the shape?
The shape, it's a rectangle, and then you cut a hole in the middle and you put it through, so it's kind of a knot in the middle, but it's straightened out on the ends.
Wonderful. So what other native Polish dishes do you cook?
Pierogies for Christmas.
Okay, so Christmas time is going to be, you cook a bunch at one time?
Yes, around 50.
I know. We have, Latin dishes in our home, and during the holiday season, you get everybody at a table and you start, putting together all the ingredients where
Yes.
you can cook. In our home, sometimes hundreds and hundreds of our favorite dishes.
My family in Poland, sometimes they make 100 to 200 just for Christmas.
Of course, why not? And then you can freeze them, right?
Yeah, you can freeze them for pretty much a few months, and it'll still be good.
Okay. So now, I know that sometimes you go out in town and people can find your baked goods at businesses. And this is a good opportunity for those of you that want to have a special treat for customers in your business. I know you've been over at ViStar Credit Union
Yes.
sometimes. Tell us how that evolved.
I was at ViStar Credit Union for a few events. They allowed me to set up my booth there and sell there for Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, and thanks to them, I am very successful.
Okay. How have they helped you?
They helped me get my business out, so not just to specific people, but people to deposit their money and check out their money. So pretty much anyone coming into the bank, they saw my business to spread the word.
Well, that's great. And it's good for their business, too, because the people coming there look forward to your pastries,
Yes.
right? So it's a win-win for them. So anybody that's got a business out there that wants to help Michael out and help your business out, you just go to Facebook page. What's the Facebook page?
Facebook.com/Dream Chocolates of Paris.
Right. So Dream Chocolates of Paris, they'll make sure that you're set up. We may have to do that over at Meldon Law. Maybe we have a nice Ocala office. Maybe we'll work something out after the show to have you bring some pastries over there one morning. I know the team would love it. So anyhow, tell us what's on your menu for Christmas.
For Christmas, I have pumpkin bread, pierogies, I have cheesecake, I have chocolate babka, and yes.
So chocolate babka, how is that made?
It's made with, it's piaskowa babka, which the name piaskowa in Polish, it's sand, so it has kind of a sandy texture, made from mixing the ingredients a specific way. You get a very nice kind of grainy texture, but it's not like a bad grainy. It's a very good texture. It's perfect for babka.
Okay. So, what do you think the future holds for you after you learn to be a master pastry chef?
I plan to open a cafe here in Ocala downtown, and then I just plan to open cafes around the world to give people a taste of what France tastes like.
Now, you say France. I mean, you incorporate French cooking with Polish cooking,
Yes.
right? So it's really a combination. Although the French chefs are renowned as far as
Yes.
their passion for cooking. Why do you think that is?
French people, they're just so mastered in their tradition and their culture that they've came up with so many great dishes like croissants and other things that it's just so masterful and good.
Yeah, plus they have great wines too.
Yes.
So, it all fits together. I think, we love traveling. Actually, I was in France this summer and got down to Bordeaux and Saint-Emilion, and the food and the pastries there were just amazing. We
Yeah.
went to some really nice restaurants that were just they're masters of cooking, and anywhere we went, the food was excellent. So I can vouch for that. So once we cook all this wonderful food, okay, what are some of the special presentations that you would suggest for our listeners and viewers as far as how to present the wonderful food?
So you have to have a good plate and setup to put the food onto it. So you have to get a really nice plate, a really nice backdrop. You have to make the backdrop and the presentation match the food, because if it doesn't match, it feels misplaced. So you have to have a perfect harmony between the food and the backdrop and the plate and everything that presents it.
I agree. I think, the presentation is so important.
Yes.
And when you go into a fine restaurant, they pay attention to every little detail, and how the table looks and how the communication works. I'm always interested in making sure the interaction with the diners is good. Sometimes people put these big flower arrangements in the middle of the table, and I can't see anybody, and
Yeah.
I'm going why don't we lower the flower arrangement so we can see each other's eyes and talk to each other?
Yes.
Right? Okay. So before we end, I want you to just again tell the folks how to get a hold of you and make sure that we get all of our listeners and all of our viewers to keep Michael in mind, whether it's a dinner at home, whether it's a special occasion. Michael will be glad to help you out. So how do they get a hold of you?
So I'm at the Ocala Downtown Farmers Market from 9 to 2 p.m. And that's one place that I sell my goods most of the time. You can also reach me by dreamchocolatesofparis@gmail.com or facebook.com/dreamchocolatesofparis, and tell me your order and I will gladly fulfill it for you.
Okay, Michael Sterczewski, am I getting close?
Yes.
Okay, we're good. Anyhow, that is going to wrap up this edition of Meldon Law and Friends, and I want to thank you very much, Michael. You did a great job for
Thank you.
14 years old. I think you're on the right path, and I want to encourage everybody else in the community to support our young entrepreneurs. It's something near and dear to my heart. When I was your age, I was always looking for opportunities. And when my parents went out of town for a week or two, I turned our home into a gambling casino. And that was my first entrepreneurial adventure, and then I went from there. So I like young entrepreneurs, And I admire everything you've done, and I hope that you'll stay in touch with us.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, and we'll be back.
Thank you for your time.
It's our pleasure, and welcome to Budding Entrepreneur. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening to Meldon Law and Friends, and we'll be back next week with a great edition, including our head basketball coach, Kelly Ray Finley. See y'all later.